Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. It is Sunday, Easter Sunday, and the Biden administration has got something else going on, some type of transgender acknowledgement on Easter Sunday. Anyway, folks, my topic in my show tonight, Diddy is a confidential informant back home on Star Island. Yes, back home. I have a theory. Allow me to lay this out for you, okay? And in case you're up to speed, he's been bicycle riding, lounging at the same mansion that the Department of Homeland Security raided, okay? He's sitting around topless. Life is great. He doesn't have a care in the world. He may or may not be going to the penitentiary. I might have to walk that back tonight. Folks, this is rat behavior. Rat behavior, confidential informant behavior. How do I know? I'm a rat. Spell my name backwards. You know this already. I think in my mind, Diddy, who has been displaying demonic behavior and recording people, I believe that what they went to find and did confiscate, I'm not sure how much they got of what they came to get, he got sloppy. He had the whore around him. She's an admitted whore, Young Miami. Just call her the whore if you call in. The whore is on record saying she wants the keys and the code to the safe. Yes? Diddy, who is alleged to be doing some type of pink cocaine, something called a Tukey. I believe he got sloppy. They called him to make sure everything is okay with the recordings and the audio of the demonic behavior that he has been recording and pressuring people with. Oh, and that's why you don't see any rappers or anybody standing up on his behalf. He's got them in a headlock. Tro Babies, good evening. Can anybody verify if that audio is indeed Diddy and Meek Mill? Whoo, chow. Whoo, chow. Utterly disgusting. Disgusting. Now, Meek Mill is, a good guy, I'm sure, but it sounds like Meek and Diddy. Did that come from the vaults? Phone lines are open right now, okay? And something else I want to ask you guys before I get to my showrunner, okay? Caitlin Clark. Is Caitlin Clark the GOAT? I would love for someone, other than Florida Boy Jay, he's always welcome to call in. Caitlin Clark, the top women's basketball player, yes? Record-breaking wins and so on and so forth. I'm not sure, so I don't necessarily know, but at her position right now, is she the greatest of all time? She has shattered all the records. So she may indeed be the quote-unquote GOAT. I would love to be educated on Caitlin Clark. Salute to that young lady. And let's not do the whole Angel Reese comparison unless you need to. This woman has been putting it down, and I'm just, I'm amazed, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Caitlin Clark, right? Also, guys, showrunner, Donyale Luna, the first black supermodel. And I hate to say black, but, this is a racist country, America. I love it. I'm a capitalist, but we are racist, okay? And salute to Beverly Johnson. Many of you have only known Beverly Johnson, and, it's not her fault that the America here has always referred to Beverly Johnson as the first black supermodel. However, Beverly Johnson became the first black model to appear on the cover of the American Vogue magazine in 1974, okay? The American version of Vogue. But this documentary that is on HBO and a couple of other different platforms, I watched it this morning. Donyale Luna, government name Peggy Freeman from Detroit, Michigan, okay? Born in 1945. She appeared on the UK version of Harper's Bazaar and Vogue in 1966. Beautiful woman. Beautiful. She died at the tender age of 33 back in 1979, okay? And her journey is one that most people, you've never heard of her. Please don't act like you have. Her journey has been suppressed here in America. That's a fact. I only heard about her in the early 80s from friends of mine who just happened to be gay. because they used to talk about the houses and the walking the ballroom floor and so on and so forth. And I assumed Beverly Johnson was the first, and they corrected me. No, Luna. And I said, well, who's Luna? So the documentary, for those of you who have seen it, if you care to call in, please do. Peggy Freeman, government name. Again, from Detroit, Michigan. I've got some other information on her. Okay, she was doing the damn thing, and she had one daughter in Italy. I don't know if she ever even went back. If she ever even went back to Detroit after leaving, after high school, And let me say this before, you formulate your opinions about her. Everybody who's Black and successful does not have to, quote unquote, give back. Where'd you get that from? You can set an example, set the tone, kick in the door, So she has been criticized for not doing too much, around the time of the civil rights movement and so on and so forth. But that's when she really started getting her feet wet here in America, in 1964. But she was hated on, so then she had to move out to the UK. And again, like Jimi Hendrix, get noticed abroad first and then come back, All right, phone lines are open, guys. Again, happy Easter to those who celebrate the holiday, huh? I don't know what's going on with that whole transgender thing, but salute to those of you who lick a hole, suck a pole. Your sexuality doesn't bother me. I don't give a goddamn if you marry a fucking squirrel. All right, Tyra, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Okay, Tyra says, "Star, that sounded like Meek for sure." I can't follow Meek Mill on social media. He's illiterate as fuck. And he uses those emojis. But has he denounced the audio, Tara? Somebody was getting their cheeks blown out. Oh, my goodness. Hang on a second. Okay, I think that's the homie early. Left-handed. Sit tight, sir. I got you. All right. Blade, I got your email. Okay, looks like Diddy pulled a star move and said, get me a proffer to sign. Blade, thank you so much for tapping in. Let me just add this little tidbit for those who don't know my history, and you don't have to. It's old shit. I'm accusing Diddy of being a confidential informant. This is rat behavior. Many, many moons ago, an associate, not a friend, an associate of mine, Larry Davis, who used to, see each other in passing in the Bronx. And we used to laugh about certain things. He was working with them boys, if you know who Larry Davis was. And we stayed associates even after the nigga went crazy. The nigga went crazy. The cops came to get him, and he's busting back. But you've already seen me post the letters of him writing to me when I started doing radio in March of 2000. He said, yo, Ali Kwan, how'd you get there? Anyway, rat behavior. Diddy is, to me, exuding rat behavior. How can a nigga ride around on a bicycle and Star Island, for those who know where that's at, without a care in the world? Boy, ain't no way, boy, as you guys say. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Huh? Okay. All right. That's my show this evening, late night. All right. And I'm going to put the Caitlin Clark information on the screen shortly, right? Area code 860. Good evening. Diddy. It's a CI.
What's up?
Relaxing, sir. How are you?
Good, Star. I mean, I'm going to keep it real, man. I was born in 1983, so I grew up on Diddy. Diddy always been like my hero. I ain't even going to lie. So this shit fucked up to him, man. But I mean, I believe the Cassie shit, but this little Rodney guy, I don't know how true I believe that. I mean, from what I know, isn't this his second lawsuit? Like he took the first one back, right?
Well, sir, either way, we have to respect the bullshit. Okay, Lil Rod came with the lawsuit, right? Hey, he came with the lawsuit. He's willing to face the music. He's already accepted the fact that his career could be over as far as being a producer. So listen, I'm here to squeeze the eagle. You're watching me. I can understand you being somewhat heartbroken about Diddy, but where were you raised, if I may ask?
Say it again, Star.
Where were you
Where was I
raised?
what?
Where were you raised? Were you raised?
Oh, Queens, New York. Queens,
Okay,
New York.
okay. Sir, niggas been telling. Okay,
Yes, this nigga,
Alpo was a fucking rat. Okay, Nicky Barnes was a rat, my nigga. Come on, man. Frank Lucas was a fucking rat. Star's a rat, my nigga. We talking that rat talk, all right? Get out your feelings about that nigga.
Talk.
Get out that nigga's riding on a mountain bike and fucking Star Island. Talk to me about that, please.
I mean, listen, man. The nigga just feel like he on top of the world. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, Star. Word up. It is what I don't even have no opinion about it, man.
Well, no, stay with me, sir. You're a Queens nigga. I respect, I respect the borough, absolutely. But at the same time, sir, somebody put Albie Shore in a coma, and I believe, somewhere, somehow, the nigga drank something and fell the fuck out. Did you see the picture of Albie Shore with the tubes and shit in his mouth in the coma?
Yeah, I seen that. He want his son Quincy back, man.
Sir, never mind Quincy. We talking about how did Albie Shore, who's much younger than me, wind up in a coma and some type of, I think he needs a pacemaker, huh?
Well, fuck it. We kicking Diddy's back in, man. Diddy did it, man. Fuck it. It is what it is.
Well, we don't know, but hang on a second. We don't know for certain, but Albie Shore, did you see him? I watched the video where Albie Shore was talking about my documentary's coming and y'all gonna have to call Homeland Security. He's talking about Diddy. Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen that. It's about to get ugly for him, so. About to get ugly.
I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Sheesh. I have no proof, folks, but I'm I'll take a lawsuit from Sean Combs, sure. Mr. Train, how do you, or what is your source with regards to my client being a quote-unquote confidential informant? Well, I've been one for years. So. Oh, really? Who'd you work with? This law enforcement agency, this police department, yeah. That's rat behavior. Donyale Luna, the first black supermodel. Guys, I forgot to mention in my community section is a little trailer to the documentary. I urge you to watch it if you are in the fashion industry or aspiring to be. She had a very nice personality, if you ask me, and she never denounced being black. She fabricated a little bit about, possibly being from I don't know, Mexico or something, she said once upon a time. But her mother was also part German, okay? So, she didn't necessarily denounce being black, but, she was chasing the bag. I ain't got time for all that black shit. I can respect that. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can bring in the homie. I think that's left-handed. Peace. Is that you, sir, on a Sunday night? Left-handed.
Peace.
How are you, man? Let me get my show running ready for you. I know you're going to educate me.
Caitlin, go ahead.
Caitlin Clark, yes. Is she the GOAT?
No.
No?
Nope.
Come on.
First and foremost, man, salute to you, man, on this day that, gets celebrated by some people and all that. Still got to respect it.
Absolutely.
Nah, she's not the GOAT at all. She might be the GOAT for today, this week, this moment. But, when you talk about GOAT, there's different criteria for different people.
Okay.
For me, if somebody would say to me, if Caitlin Clark was a GOAT, I would ask them to do their homework on Cheryl Miller, do their homework on, Carol Blazowski, Lynette Woodard.
Okay.
Tamika Catchings, it runs the gamut. But I have to give her respect. But you know why I'll give her respect? She stayed in school for 4 years. You know me, I'm a proponent of education, right?
Right.
So she's been in school for 4 years, so I'll give her that. She's led her team. She's a record breaker, record achiever, all of that. Give her that. Not taking none of that away from her. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to put the proverbial cart before the horse and say, oh, well, she's the greatest of all time. Nah, man. Let her get the title first. right?
May I respond? May I respond?
Hey, to answer your question.
Well, hang on, left-handed. Can I respond early?
Go ahead.
And folks, in case you don't know, this is left-handed, who is a friend of mine. He helps me with sports. Down and In Sports is his YouTube channel. Okay. Did any of the females that you just mentioned, did they break Pistol Pete's record like Caitlin Clark did?
Nah, I don't think so. Again,
I know so.
For doing that.
Hang on, I know so.
Okay.
So my question is: she the GOAT?
Uh-huh.
She could be the GOAT of college basketball already. She has surpassed Pistol Pete Maverick's record.
So what? You know what I'm saying? Like, so what? So-and-so sold more records than Doc Effects. I'm not, no. So you can have that. If that makes you sleep well at night and held you in the conversation to hold you down, so be it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I'm not going to argue that down. You're right. She's broke Pistol Pete's record. You know what I mean? Records are made to be broken and all those cliches and all that right there. But to answer your question, my guy, is she the GOAT? Nah, no way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And not to put nobody down and none of that. I'm not here for that. These cats, man, they haven't really seen a lot. So they have nothing to really glean their knowledge, wisdom, and understanding about this thing from. So what they see, they haven't seen anything else, so this is the greatest of all time. Until you tell them about some people that came before them, and you put it in context. Okay. So what I was going to say, Star, is that we'll see if she's the greatest of all time, because tomorrow night they play LSU, right? Yeah. Iowa against LSU.
Yes,
right?
Yes. But I guess the criteria, if I can just again point to Pistol Pete, who's college record, to break that, whoa, that's a phenomenal feat. But okay. Well, listen, you know college basketball better than I. But hang on a second, because I want to make sure I stay on topic here. I'm saying Diddy is a confidential informant. The nigga's riding around topless. He's back at the mansion that they raided on Star Island. What say you, sir?
You know what? I say the same thing everybody else said. When somebody else gets bagged like that, man, and they deal with what they got to deal with. If you got the money or you got the knowledge that you're going to put some stuff out in the air that's going to conceal you and protect you and have you out riding, topless on bicycles on Star Island, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? It don't take a real wise person to see what's going on. If you're paying attention, then you're paying attention. And again, I'm not.
Oh, I'm paying attention.
Daddy dudes anyway. So I'm glad he's going through it.
Okay.
It's about time.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it. It's about time.
All right.
Hey. You know what I mean? For me, it goes back to CCNY, and we don't want to get into all of that, but it goes back to that for me. You know what I mean? So he's getting his just due. Has he got his just reward? Not yet.
I don't see him being brought in. I thought he was going to the penitentiary, but to see the nigga, he's at a cafe, Star Island, he's passing out money. I'm like, whoa, that's rat behavior. But anyway, okay, well, listen, man, I appreciate you tapping in. When are you guys going live again? This Tuesday?
Absolutely. This Tuesday night, man, 8:00, man, all respect due, and a big up to my co-D, my co-host, Yada Bear, always in the building, holding me down. Down there in Sports Store, Tuesday night, 8:00. Star, salute every time, man. Appreciate you, dog.
Sir. Thank you. Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Whew. Shit, I brought up Pistol Pete's record. He almost took my head off. I forgot to ask him about Stephen A. Smith shooting the air ball and all sorts of other crazy shit. The video I saw. Damn. Kill Mo Lemonade, I got your donation. Thank you for your support. Monster the Animal. Okay. He says that audio is actually Rory and Stacy Galore. That was cute. Okay. So I'll get to that later. Thank you. Someone sent me an email. I can't necessarily focus on that right now. Okay. All right. Bussy Nation, I got your donation via PayPal. Thank you so much. Okay. Guys, the PayPal link, in case you don't use Cash App and you want to support the show, should be at the top of the live chat. I'll check in a minute or so. Bussy Nation says, as a fellow rat, we have fellow bussy men inside the premises. Some say Rory and number 9 have participated in the freak-offs. Okay. All right, somebody's been on hold here for a while. Thank you for being patient. Area code 202. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
I'm great, man. I'm great.
That's what's up, man. The caller called in earlier mentioning how he's not a sexual deviant. I mean, well, he's a sexual deviant, but he's not a sexual predator.
Right.
But I want to disagree with that because there's a video of Puffy. You know what I'm saying? I'm older nigga. I'm gonna just say Puffy, man. I'm 42.
Right.
But anyway, I'm comfortable. I don't know Diddy. I remember when he came out with Super Cat. Listen, he Puffy. I remember Father MC. He Puffy, man.
Right.
But anyway, moving forward.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I'm from DC. He was down here getting beat up by DC niggas in Howard.
Okay.
But anyway,
Well, let's not say beat up, sir, because if we don't have proof, I don't want to put that on him. You know, black people like to do they were smacking him around. I know how you DC guys, old school, feel about New York niggas, but Diddy is he's done a lot for Howard. But go ahead.
Oh no. He was it was going down. It's well known. But anyway, moving forward though. So what happened is that there's a video of the nigga Puffy with a young white girl, and he's getting her. He's telling her to explain how he adopted her.
Right.
You understand? And it was very like
cringeworthy.
And it was extremely cringeworthy. And she looked like she could have been like, I don't know, maybe like 17, 16, you know what I'm saying? And you could see the little kid, you could see his sons in the background like giggling, and there was a lot of niggas around him giggling, you feel me? Yeah. About every little slight thing she said, you feel me? Right. I'm talking about every little slight thing. That's what gave it away, because he was smiling hard, cheesing hard from ear to ear, and the little girl, she's sitting there, and he said, explain how, how I adopted you. And she gonna tell him, she gonna say to the camera, well, yeah, he picked me up from the street, off the street, right? That's what she said. This ain't no alleged. You can find this video. You feel me? This online.
Sir, I saw the video. I saw it. But now, to my knowledge, he has not been arrested pertaining to that young Caucasian female. So we can't say, oh, he's definitely a predator. We can't say that. Go ahead.
No, you can't say it, but it's almost like it was almost like he was trying to indirect, because she addressed the nigga as Daddy Cone.
Yeah,
that's how she addressed him. Like, okay, I mean, you can't say it. You're right, but in the backdrop of how the whole thing, like, you can't say it, but you can just tell what it's, what it's hinting at, what it's hitting at, and what it's hitting on. Hinting on. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, listen, sir, I don't mean to cut you short, but until we get some type of legal, ramifications pertaining to that person, let's come back to that. I'm saying the nigga's a CI. Did you see him down there riding a goddamn mountain bike, top off, smiling, talking about us all love? That's rat behavior. Where you from, my nigga? That's rat behavior.
No question. Yeah, he a rat. Yeah, he a rat.
I mean, I don't know.
It ain't even up for debate.
Yeah, well, I'm looking for any and all conspiracies, because he's got footage, so they say, of people caught in compromising positions, and I think that may be the reason why nobody has come out to speak up on his behalf. Finish up on that, please.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, he gave Shine up. You know what I'm saying? He put Shine out there and then gave him up. You feel me? So, I mean, it's nothing new to him. It is what it is. Okay. I ain't got nothing else to say about that nigga. Yeah,
thank you, sir. I appreciate the call. Thank you. Diddy is a confidential informant back home on Star Island. videos out there. And let me just read something to you guys here. Sipping champagne, watching the sunset on Easter Sunday. Okay. The $35 million property was surrounded by law enforcement only days ago. Okay, lounging topless in his bucket hat. He bought one. Wait, whoa. Okay, so he purchased a home formerly owned by Gloria Esteban, huh? Come on, get your body, baby. Do that, come on. What was the name of that song? What? Miami Sound Machine. Oh, she was lit. So lit. Okay, so he bought her old property, also with her husband Emilio. Okay. Yeah, niggas back home relaxing. It's all gravy. They worked everything out. And now the FBI is involved. I'll put that article in a second by way of nypost.com. So he's got some real issues now. You know, I guess Homeland Security got what they were looking for, or maybe they're still combing through the footage and the audio. Whoa. Okay, someone says, Star, maybe Diddy is he still has the recordings that Homeland Security did not obtain, and he's using that for leverage. I like that theory. Maybe they had a conversation. He said, "Hey, I still got what you're looking for, Playboy, whoever his connect is, and I made other copies. And if you put me in the steel bracelets, everything gets mailed to I don't know, the press, the media." Did he come out of the pink cocaine haze? Troll babies, what has the whore been up to, Young Miami? And guys, if you're new to the show, Young Miami, she called herself a whore while she was sitting and talking with Jason Lee. So I'm not just, talking crazy. She said, I'm a whore. James Blanks, I got your donation. Whoa. Sir, someone send me the link, please. He says TD Jakes pulled out the cannon on Diddy. I didn't watch him today. I usually keep my eye on him. Troll babies. Did TD Jakes go in on Diddy? Well, he's probably on video, sir. P popping. He was on stage a while back, and that's why Pastor Gino Jennings from North Philly was giving him that work. Hey Lisa, I got your donation. Do you want to call in? Phone lines are open. Okay. Let's get back to the show here. Hold on a second. Area code 319. Good evening. Good evening. Are you there? Are you up to speed on the topics? 319.
Star.
Yes.
Hey, this is Troy from Iowa.
Hey man, how are you?
Oh, we're surviving. Hey, Caitlin does play very good. If you watch, you can go on YouTube. You can watch her practice over summer videos, which are spectacular. It's unbelievable how far she can shoot and how many she can make in a row. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. My question, hang on, sir. My question, is she the GOAT? She has broken Pistol Pete Maverick's record. That was a phenomenal feat. I don't know her full history. I have watched highlight reels of her play. If you ask me, that could put her in GOAT status when you break his NCAA record. Yes, no?
I think for playing the women's team, she's probably the best women's athlete for sure. You put her in a men's league, it's a little bit different. But I will ask, whoever comes in and says she isn't, just say, well, how many points have you gotten, and how much time have you put in, and how much better she is compared to you?
Sir, she could smoke my boots in basketball, and I'm sure she could smoke Stephen A. Smith's boots. Did you see him shoot that air ball? There's a clip circulating about him and just all sorts of foolishness. So I don't know what she could do with the average male player. But again, my question, is she the GOAT? Or does she still have time to go? If she goes to the WNBA, wouldn't she be making pennies on the dollar? And would that even be worth it?
She is definitely the best 3-point shooter around.
Okay.
If far away from the 3-point line she's shooting, it's unbelievable. Probably 6-10 feet away from that line. It's unbelievable.
Okay.
And maybe for the P. Diddy thing is maybe he has tapes of Prince Harry. And that's why Homeland Security is involved and not the DEA or the FBI or anyone else.
Well, the Homeland Security is the umbrella agency for all of those agencies you just mentioned.
That is correct. But if it's the drugs that he has, why didn't they use the drug people?
You're right.
The DEA. If it was a federal crime of moving people across the line, that's FBI.
Mm-hmm.
It's something above that, or none of them wanted to touch it, one or the other.
I'm Googling whilst you're talking. Something happened recently by way of the FBI now getting involved with Diddy. Something I'm trying to see if I can find it. But yeah, the FBI is involved now, and you're right with regards to Department of Homeland Security. Prince Harry. Maybe they're taking their time. Do you think they will arrest him? How about we address that?
I think more than likely he has stuff on everybody, and it's just like Epstein. Mm-hmm. Maybe he alleged to have. Maybe I should say that.
Hang on a second. Here's the article I was looking for. It came out yesterday by way of nypost.com. Feds set to widen Diddy's sex probe over claims rapper boasted about shooting people and bribing jurors and using J-Lo as a gun mule. If they drag Jennifer Lopez in, do you think she'll tell?
Don't know.
I do.
Remember, it's always used. Always use the word alleged. Otherwise, you'll be looking for a lawsuit, maybe.
Alleged with regards to what, sir? With regards to what?
With everything. These are alleged allegations.
Well, sir, I'm going by the NY Post article. My question again, if they bring J-Lo in, do you think she will tell? She was very arrogant when they got arrested or the SUV was finally stopped after running red lights and so on and so forth. She got out of the truck and said, I'm not dealing with this. Do you know that? And tried to walk away.
I think that's what everyone wants to do, is just walk away from it.
You didn't answer my question, sir. I said that's what J-Lo did. Never mind what everybody wants to do. That's what J-Lo did.
I think that is correct. I just don't see everyone in lockstep of pointing the finger at him.
Okay. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
Yes, sir. J-Lo said, I can't deal with this right now. And they cuffed her, to the bench in the police station back in 1999. Oh, I know she'll tell whatever she knows. I mean, she's never been put in a position to have to tell thus far, right? Anybody by way of law enforcement know if they can, as far as the shooting that happened in 1999, Club New York and Shine did a decade over that. Is there any way that they can reopen that case by way of different charges? I don't know. Because I just scanned the article in the New York Post. Again, the article came out yesterday, and the feds now are considering looking into jury tampering. That's very interesting. If they could, possibly hang him on that or something relating to that shooting. Okay, Sir Shy, got your donation. Lakers beat Brooklyn. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. Okay. Martin, I got your donation. F. Diddy with his dolphin teeth. Okay. Big J got your donation. Diddy me this. How many times do you shop before you party? Oh, I like that. I don't know the answer to that, though. You can tell us the answer if you like. Guys, sit tight on the phones. I'm coming to you shortly. I just want to put something else I'm going to put on the table here that I was thinking. Does anybody remember the little white boy? I think he was from Canada or somewhere. This was way over a decade ago. He used to take shots at 50 Cent on YouTube. Anybody know what I'm talking about? And then 50 flew the little white boy in, and he's making a video with him. He's putting his arms around him. And then the little white boy, didn't he die like 5 years later or something like that? I don't know why I thought about that, but just it's weirdness. Let me bring in area code 310. Hey, good evening. Are you there? 310. It's Easter Sunday. Hey.
Happy Easter. Star, how's it going?
It's going, man. How about yourself?
Good. Just want to make sure you can hear me. A big fan. I haven't called in a while. I've got a small little story about Diddy that really, in hindsight of what he's gone through the last couple months, isn't going to sound that tremendous, but I've been sort of sitting on it for about 10 or 12 years since I bought this house. I'm in Phoenix.
Okay.
I bought a house up on a mountain about 12 years ago. And when I moved in, it had this whole big addition to the back that I converted into a recording studio. But it was this big addition on the back of the house with wall-to-wall mirrors from the floor to the ceiling and stripper poles, okay? And the guy that lives across the street from me was someone I knew since high school. And one time, maybe the first year.
Sir, can you get to the point? I don't have a lot of time for that. What is your point, sir? What is your point?
Yes. Back in 1990, P. Diddy was hanging out with the rap promoter who was also like a coke dealer at this house. And he was here with strippers, and he stayed the night here. And my neighbor told me that many years ago that he was here in high school when he saw him out here or at my house now. And it's just been a story that I've known for, 10, 12 years. And now that he's been kind of,
Are you filing a police report, sir? Are you writing a book?
No.
What is the point of the story, sir? Because truthfully,
just go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just buttressing the stories about him. It doesn't sound that scandalous now in hindsight, but for years it's been like, well, that's kind of cool. P. Diddy was in here banging strippers in this old club promoter's house that I bought. There was all kinds of weird stuff about the house too, hidden safes and stuff. But he was friends with this rap promoter, stayed the night here.
Well, sir, I'm going to interject. I appreciate the call, and let me just say this. I don't know you. You could be calling here you could be high on whatever, Molly, perks, and your neighbor. Hang on, so I let you speak. Your neighbor could be a cokehead liar and a piece of shit. But my topic, I'm saying he's a confidential informant. Did you see him on Star Island riding around like it's all gravy?
Yeah, and that might be true. By the way,
No, sir, it is true. It's not might be. It is true. There's video and pictures.
Right. Yeah. And why I was calling in, Star, was just, and I've liked your show for quite a while, is just that that it's just backup that this guy's been doing this sort of lifestyle, which I'm not saying is terrible at all, but it's been a long time thing with him doing this kind of thing, and it's not really, it's just sort of there's a longevity to this behavior. Again, not that's the worst thing to do blow and bank strippers, but
well, stay with me for a second. You say you're in Phoenix, Arizona? Phoenix?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And this would have been 1991.
Okay, so let's get past the story. It sounds like bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm saying Diddy has been displaying typical white boy behavior. I don't know about you. I don't want to necessarily profile you, but I grew up around white boys, and they do a lot of demonic shit, like what Diddy supposedly has been doing. People fall asleep, you wake up and a fucking socks in your mouth, or somebody puts a piece of dog shit on your nose, ha ha ha, he. And he has supposedly been catching people in compromising positions. Can you speak to that? I don't know if you are indeed a Caucasian, but do you know anything about typical demonic white boy behavior?
Well, I know that, yes, I'm a white boy. I'm a Euro mutt. Yeah. And us white people, we're really good at partying really hard. Oh, yeah. That is something that we do well. All the drugs, the alcohol, all that stuff, we push it to the max, more so than I think any other ethnicity or race.
I would agree.
And we have for a long time. Yeah. And that's the mixing of stuff like this pink cocaine stuff he's doing, which is like mixes Molly and blow, or, alcohol, whippets, coke, opiates, Xanax, mushrooms, ayahuasca. This is kind of the domain or the expertise of the white man. As far as I'm 51 and I've experienced all that stuff, and definitely feel like that's something that's part of our repertoire. I think a lot of races and ethnicities kind of tiptoe and try to party like us and find themselves, getting hurt.
Are you familiar with the term booty bumps? Booty bumps.
What are you doing bumps off of girls' ass, or?
No, sir. White boys. I don't know when this became a thing, but putting crystal meth into a syringe and then injecting it into the walls of another male and then thrusting him. What is that pastor's name? He got caught doing booty bumps. Oh God! Anybody
Falwell, not Falwell.
No, it wasn't Falwell. But you know what booty bumps are? Yes.
Well, now I'm aware of people blowing coke up each other's assholes. I heard another story about a rock star that had her nasal septum blew out, so she was a white girl. She had to had it blown up her butt with a straw.
Hang on a second, sir. Hang on a second. No, it wasn't.
Haggerty. Was it Haggerty? Something like that.
Was it Ted Haggard? Ted Haggard.
Yeah, Ted Haggard. Yeah.
He was the biggest Christian minister, and his thing was doing booty bumps with male escorts. Go ahead, finish up. You were saying?
Yeah, and then also, I've never experienced this, but what's the other one that they do? They'll blow up a thing in someone's butthole or something. So it's out there, but yeah, and even Satanism. I mean, Satanism, paganism, witchcraft. This is all pre-Christian stuff that Caucasians were doing. I mean, we had voodoo in Africa too, but I want to say we, I mean humans. But you look back at the Druids and the Celts and stuff before Jesus came to us. We were into witchcraft. We were into worshiping spirits in the forest,
devil worshiping,
and you could call it devil worship. There was black magic, white magic, etc., etc. Yeah. And but you got to understand too, there's I think if I remember right, Star, you kind of like hard rock a bit. I don't remember if that's true, or if I just for some reason had that impression that you kind of like metal or something, but maybe I'm wrong. But
listen. Yeah. I know about these things because of where I grew up, and yes, the heavy metal, speed metal, thrash metal that I loved and still do, have very fond memories of. But now, hang on a second. Here, I'm going to bring this back to Diddy. I'm going to bring it back to Diddy. He and I used to talk, man, and he went to some private schools like myself. And when you go to those types of institutions of learning with mostly Caucasians, you see that demonic behavior firsthand. So I think that's where he may have gotten that stuff from. He's not from Harlem, New York. He's from Mount Vernon, and he went into Harlem, years later, and he became this big Harlem, New York figure. But he, at his core, he's a guy from the suburbs, and I think that the behavior that he has been displaying, he learned a lot of that from white boys. Go ahead and finish up. You have the last word. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, to that point about demonic Caucasians or whatever, I will say that we were, and this might tie into the Diddy being around white people, whatever, but where I was going with the metal stuff, whatever, is that there is a yearning inside of white people that predates the Abrahamic Jew Middle East stuff, right? Mm-hmm. We were Vikings, we were pagans, we were berserkers. We were conquerors and out of our minds in many ways before this Jewish, Middle Eastern, Abrahamic thing came and was pushed upon us. And so there is sort of this longing for returning. Now, are a lot of white people in touch with that? No. Are some really in touch with it? Yes. Is it taboo to talk about or even think about? Yes. We're supposed to just worship Jesus and get along with it, you know, but that really wasn't our religion. You know, our religion is of the forest. It is of the fjord that is of fire and snow.
Okay. Listen, man, I hate to cut you short. I've enjoyed the conversation. And just for those who don't know, the Caucasian is the founder of pederasty, you know, loving boys, men with loving young boys, and NAMBLA. We didn't get a chance to get into that. The North American Man Boy Love Association.
But the Muslims,
sorry, I gotta go.
Like
I gotta go. Sorry, I gotta go.
Okay, buddy. Talk to you later.
Right.
Thanks for the.
Good conversation. Thank you, sir. Hang on a second. Okay, guys, I missed someone's super chat, but thank you for your support. Moving a little slow here. Hold on a second. Stacy Galore. Stacy says, happy Trans Day of Visibility. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say when I started out this show. Stacy, when did that start? Stacy Galore is one of my sponsors and a good human being. Happy Trans Day of Visibility. And that's celebrated today. On Easter Sunday. Sheesh. Guys, if no one wants to address the Donyale Luna being the first black supermodel, that's fine. I don't expect you to know about it, but you know, I like to put information on the table here. In my community section is a trailer. I urge you to see this documentary. It's a very, very important piece of history. And again, I want to say that most people have never heard of her in America here. Her journey was suppressed. Government name. Hang on. Peggy Freeman, born in 1945. Okay. She attended the Detroit High School of Commerce, where she studied data processing and technical. She was a technical high school student, pardon me. She also studied journalism. She was 6'2". 6'2". She died in 1979. She died in Rome, Italy, of a heroin overdose. She made films with Andy Warhol's Factory, you know, team, if you will. Salute to Beverly Johnson. Most people here in America have only heard of Beverly Johnson being the first black model to appear on the cover of Vogue in 1974. However, and this is not to take a shot at Beverly Johnson, Donyale Luna appeared on the British edition of Vogue in 1966. Okay. And something else I want to mention here. This is very, very important, I think, for those of you who, you know, whenever you think about fragrances and companies, Paco Rabanne. You guys ever heard of Paco Rabanne? In 1964, working as a model for Paco Rabanne, okay, Donyale Luna witnessed an American journalist spit in the face of Paco Rabanne because his fashion show used only black models. I think that's important to know, just in case, you know, you care when you're looking for fragrances. You know, you might want to buy a bottle of Paco Rabanne. He used only black models for some of his fashion shows. Okay? All right, I'm not going to beat you over the head with it, but there's the information. You can go to my community section again, and you can watch the trailer if you like, all right? The commissioner, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. There's a statue of Satan in Birmingham, Alabama. Gangs of Love. Are you tapping in tonight, Gangs of Love? If you want to, just send me an email. We'll get you on the screen. I appreciate your support as always, sir. Okay. Lorna, hey Lorna. Star, you went back to the Keenan Cahill and 50 clip. Was that his name? Was that his name? Hold on a second. Thank you, Lorna. What happened to that little white boy? Didn't he die? Was he sick or did... Let me slow down. He was going... Yeah, there he is. He was going in on 50. He died in 2022. He was going in on... He was calling 50 washed. G-Unit was trash. Where was he from? YouTuber... Popular. Where was he from? Early life. Okay, he was from America. I thought he was up in Canada somewhere. Anyway, thank you, Lorna. Thank you for, remembering. I don't know why I put that on the table. Just, it's Sunday night. Area code 609. Good evening. Diddy, riding around Star Island like it's all gravy. Are you up to speed? 609. Hey.
Hey, Star.
How are you, sir?
Peace. I'm gonna agree with you.
Uh-oh.
The CI. That means if I'm gonna agree with you, right? That means he got arrested already without us knowing, and he got released early.
Yeah.
Now he working. We just don't know it.
Right. Hang on. They brought him in. They brought him in and gave him a DAT. You know what a DAT is? A desk appearance ticket. They gave the nigga a desk appearance ticket, and he said, "Okay. I was wilding. I was on that pink cocaine. I'm back on point. Go ahead.
That's the only thing that makes sense on why he did not get arrested when everybody came in and raided.
Right.
Called him at the airport days.
Yeah.
Yep, I just wanted to add to that.
Well, hang on. Stay with me. Now, I don't want to give out your location, but you're in South Jersey, yes?
Yes.
The feds ran down on the mayor of Atlantic City after I moved out.
Yeah,
Marty,
that I didn't know.
Yeah. The feds ran down. Yeah, man. He was running arm in arm with DJ Ponzi, aka DJ Envy and Caesar Pina. Did you know that he was up on the Breakfast Club and talking on that fly shit about come on down to Atlantic City? We got property for sale. Did you know that, Marty Smalls?
No, I don't know that one.
Yeah, well, Google when you get time. Feds raid Atlantic City mayor.
Will do.
I appreciate the call, man. Something else you want to say?
Oh yeah, about that demonic behavior.
White boy shit.
Demonic,
white boy shit.
Yeah, demonic.
White boy shit.
I happen to witness. I served a few years in the Marines, so I happened to witness this.
You got hazed. You got hazed.
I witnessed a few things.
Yeah.
One of them was when everybody partying and getting drunk. There's this thing called teabagging.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
There you go. It's like whoever get passed out, whoever passed out drunk is going to be. Oh yeah.
Well, hang on. Now, first of all, thank you for your service. For real. Thank you for your service. Now, the trick is, and I'm sure you know this, don't be the first one to fall asleep around white boys. Don't fall asleep first.
Absolutely.
Don't do that.
Absolutely. Appreciate the time.
Yes, sir. Salute. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you for your service, huh? Blade, are you out there? Are you up to speed? Niggas are drinking grass soup down there in the Gaza. Niggas are getting... People are getting blown out of their sandals. Civilians and just intense, just minding their fucking business. Boom. Give me a second. Shit. Rory and I were talking earlier. Ireland, in case you don't know, has joined the South Africa protest against you know who. I'll just say that. I did post that in my community section earlier. You know, if you care to. Okay. Also, guys, Dope Man, where's Dope Man? He said he wanted to call in tonight. Dope Man, do you have my number? Are you out there? Let me see if I can get Dope Man's info on the screen. Tom Yumlachon. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Is that the homie? Mo Fax, good evening, sir. Sorry for the wait. Thank you for your being patient. Mo Fax.
How you doing, Star?
I'm great, man. Where do you want to start, sir?
First of all, happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you too. Yes, sir. I celebrate it. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would like to start with Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
Just have something light right quick.
Go ahead.
I think it's TBD on her being the GOAT. It could go one or two ways. She could be Larry Bird or she could be Christian Laettner. At this point, if people remember, Christian Laettner was on the Dream Team, the original Dream Team, straight out of college. Two-time NCAA champion, breaking all kind of records. But when he got to the NBA, the fact that they exalted him and crowned him pretty early, the NBA players beat the hell out of him. I think this may happen to Caitlin Clark when she gets to the WNBA with them big rough broads, no Don Imus, if you know what I'm saying. So I think they may be setting her up to fail because those black women in the NBA, I'm just keeping it 100, is going to say, y'all going to bring this girl in here, give her all this money, all this praise. When we've been in the league struggling, not making no money, I think they can ruin her. And I think they're going to have to protect her in the WNBA if she's going to be successful. That's why I see Caitlin Clark. So is she as stupid
Can I respond?
as she is?
Can I respond? Yes. You're already making it a white and black thing, with all due respect, Mo. She has been putting her Mac down. Let's not get it twisted. She broke Pistol Pete Maverick's record. You know, that's a phenomenal feat within itself. Ice Cube has already offered her, was it $5 million to join his league? So she doesn't even have to go to the WNBA. That would be taking a pay cut, if you will. She could go on and do something totally different. She could go to China. I'm sure China would pay her 3 times what they pay in the WNBA. Yes, no? I don't know women's basketball. I'm just asking.
You're exactly right, and that's what I'm saying. She's a commodity that's bigger than the WNBA, but they don't really have a place for her. And the reason why I'm making it a race issue is that they played out the same archetype and storyline they did with Magic Johnson and Larry Bird back in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? When they were going against each other in the WNBA with her playing the role of Larry Bird and Reese playing the role of Magic Johnson. That's what that whole thing, the whole storyline we're seeing play out again. I'm just saying she's a super talent and they just don't have a place for her. And I know how vindictive in sports can be. Just take race out of it. Lonzo Ball went through the same thing. His daddy did all that talking about how great he was and everything else, and they beat the hell out of that boy his first year in the league. Because whenever, like professional athletes, whenever they pre-crown you, they want to prove and saying knock you down a notch. That's the only thing I want to say about that.
Hang on,
you're
Mo.
exactly right. I didn't like.
Well, hold on, Mo. You know women's basketball better than I do, but Lonzo Ball, did he have a stellar college career like Caitlin Clark, or was he just hyped up by his father? Because when he got to the NBA, correct me if I'm wrong, they were trying to correct his jump shot. The teams didn't even like the way he shot the ball. Was he the man in college?
Correct. No, I mean, he was good. I mean, he wasn't like Caitlin Clark good, but he was good. But I'm just saying, putting a target on people back. Okay. And once the players get locked in on you, they try to destroy you. Okay. And I could see that happening within the situation. But if I could move on to Diddy,
Please.
Because I got, you know what I'm saying? I think Diddy, you're right, you're spot on. And I think Diddy has always been an intelligence asset. This is not just a CI. He has always been an intelligent asset. If you go back and look at Clarence Avant, if you go back and look at Quincy Jones, if you go back and read the book by Logan Westbrook, Harvard Report, it explains how Clive Davis worked with Harvard to take over the black music industry for the 1970s. And they've always, and the CIA, you're saying intelligence agencies, have always used sexual blackmail to control people. So that's where I'm going with it. At the way they did this, one plane going one way and the other plane going the other way, that was bringing in their asset. They took them to the airport, where you're saying you got TSA, you got secure rooms, and debriefed him and gave him his new marching orders. They said, "Hey, we got the old tapes. Now we need some new information." And the thing is, they got Diddy whenever they want him, because this is why they planned up this whole storyline with Young Miami and all the other girls. They're saying they're
Mo, please refer to her as the whore. She has already admitted the whore.
The whore, aka Young Mammy. You know what I'm saying? So we going there tonight. But that's why they're playing up the topic of them being sex workers. Because if they're on Diddy's jet going across state lines, he's already broken the Mann Act. He's already broken that Mann Act. They can bring him anytime they want to and throw the book at him. You know what I'm saying? He is a puppet on their string. And I think like I said, he always has. I think Quincy Jones has a lot to do with this, because I'm going to bring him in. He's the one that started the East Coast, West Coast beef with the Vibe magazine with Diddy in it. You know what I'm saying? This thing goes way deep.
Hold on, Mo. Actually, it started before Vibe magazine. Vibe magazine actually took it to another height. Rob Kenner was the editor-in-chief at that time, if memory serves me correctly. The beef itself had already started, but Vibe magazine took it to the next level. But you know, he's a smart guy, Diddy. Let's not get it twisted, you know. But I'm pointing towards his track record and or behavior, and that type of, you know, swag, gangster, if you will. It's just like selling drugs in the slums. You're gonna hit a ceiling at some point to the point where the authorities say, "Hey, we know what you're doing. You're either gonna play ball or we're gonna get you out of here." Some people play ball, some people run, or some people are just fucking hard-headed and they go down for decades. I think he's smart enough to play ball. And that's where I'm at with it. But go ahead and finish up, Mo.
I respect your experience in this field, and I totally agree with you. And like I said, I think Diddy has been an asset ever since the Tupac situation. You think the intelligence agencies didn't know about Keefy D? You think they didn't know about Shine? You know, they have him on so many different ways that they can control him in any way. And they only elevate people that they have leverage on. Looking at one Mr. Charlemagne the Fraud, you know what I'm saying? The same way they got that piano hanging over his head. Anytime they want him to say something, he has to say it, or they remind him of what they have on him, and they can reel him in at any time. And that's the whole industry. And
supposedly, Wendy Williams' husband has video footage of Charlemagne on all fours. Allegedly.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I've never seen it. I have no firsthand knowledge, but Kevin and I are very, very cool.
I want to say this in closing, Star. Two things.
Nigga, Star's a rat.
I think the sexual thing is losing weight now, because like being gay is not that big of a deal. It's not even a career ruining thing to be released. They have to have new information on people. And on the last thing, on the black model that you put me on to, I had never heard. I had never heard of her. But when I looked into her images, there's a lot of Illuminati hand
symbolism,
animal print. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm just keeping it 100. And so this thing is very old, you know what I'm saying, and very deep. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Star, always thank you for giving me a platform to get my my strange ideas out. But I do always do my homework. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you, Mo. Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good
Donyale Luna, the first black supermodel. Hang on a second. Hold on a second. My old friends who just happen to be gay told me about Donyale Luna back in the early 80s. I had never heard of her. I thought, oh, Beverly Johnson's the first, you know? And that's not to be shady towards Beverly Johnson. A lot of my friends, they were in a film called Paris is Burning. You've heard me speak before about Michael Princess, R.I.P. Preston, if you're out there, man, salute to you as always. Kevin Omni, Willie Ninja. If I can just go back for a second, I rented an apartment to those guys in the building where I was a 7A administrator. This is a long story. Teller, Andy, Erskine, great guys. Ricky, Andre, they were all in that film, Paris is Burning. You guys ever heard of that film, Paris is Burning? Salute to Rose. Rose is gone. So this documentary is very, very important, I will say, in terms of history. She died at an early age, 33 years of age. So, you know, she didn't get a chance to do anything, if at all, for quote unquote, you know, black people. She was from Detroit, from the goddamn hood, if you will. The documentary shows her family in Detroit. They're still there. She said, I got to get the fuck out of here. I don't know if she ever went back. Her mother, who was part German, shot and killed her father. And Luna didn't go back for the funeral. That's just depressing. Anyway, check it out if you like, all right? Got a donation. Rastafari Ministries. Good to hear from you, sir. Might you want to check in? Send me an email. Let me know if you're on the line. Guys, if anybody wants to get on the line, just you have to email me and say, Star, I'm on the line. I don't recognize numbers. No one's blocked. Rastafari Ministries. What's going on, Vybz Kartel? Is he coming out? What's going on, man? That nigga, he's fucked up. I say that respectfully. I think he's got, was it Crohn's disease or something? Mark, I got your donation. Okay, he says, this situation is wild. Wish I could call in. No, I don't think it's wild. I think it's pretty simple, sir. I think Diddy's a fucking rat. I think we're all overreacting. Let's go to area code 407. Good evening. Are you there? You have to speed on the topics. 4.
I'm up to speed. Star, what's going on?
Hey man, what's cracking, homie?
None much. I wanted to talk about the two topics. One, the Caitlin Clark topic.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's the GOAT. She has a long way to go.
Okay.
WNBA. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. You have the floor. Go ahead.
She has a long way to go, man. WNBA is one of the only American sports where the white folks are up at the top right now. So she's got a long way to go. She's got to catch Diana Taurasi. She's got to catch Breonna Stewart. She's got to catch a bunch of women up there. So I think she has a long way to go on there.
Well, I don't know WNBA history like that. I'm being very honest with you. But when I saw that she broke Pistol Pete Maverick's record, I said, whoa, you know, and that I had been watching her highlight reels. You know, I can't play basketball. So I'm just asking, is she the GOAT to the younger generation? She's marketable. So she's going to make a lot of goddamn money. And by way of today's standards, if you will, all you have to do is just be marketable. Carmelo Anthony, a ringless bum, a volume shooter, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
but to some people, he the GOAT, ringless. Come on.
I mean, she's also asked to fight Sabrina Ionescu, who's also another woman, a white woman up at the top, who's very marketable. She's even got her own shoes. So I don't know. I can't really say that she's the GOAT, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But I also wanted to talk about the Diddy topic before I forget.
Yeah.
I want to agree with you and say that he's an informant, but honestly, man, I don't want to believe it because I want to see him crash out, like you said the other day. I want to see him go. I want to see him go out with the calicos out in the front door. That's what I want to see. I want to see that, Star. I want
the calico with the double action. Baka, 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 baka. Yeah. It's not gonna happen.
I want to see, man.
It's not gonna happen.
But I think his lawyer told him, hey man, get back into the States, start riding bikes, take off your shirt. In about a week, we'll see him come out to the LGBT community. And I think that's the right thing to do for him. I think that's the type of stuff that he needs to do in order to get back in the graces of us. Hip hop is not gonna fuck with him. I mean, but
sir, he's bigger than hip hop. He's bigger than hip hop. Stop, he's bigger.
Nah, man, he. I want to see him crash out, man.
Okay,
that's all I care about. Like the Joker, like if he was the Joker, he's a clown, man. I don't like Diddy.
I appreciate you being honest, though.
ass.
I appreciate you being honest. Thank you, man.
See you later,
yes,
Star.
Sir. Okay, thank you. Rastafari Ministries says he's on the line. Okay, 305. Okay. You see, folks, all you have to do is just send an email, say, Star, I'm on the line. Tell me the area code. Rastafari Ministries.
Rastafari.
Good to hear from you, sir. Where do you want to start?
I see you guys celebrate Easter. Happy Easter.
Yeah, listen, I celebrate all American holidays. I'm a capitalist and a consumer.
any opportunity to be happy and to support the economy.
Exactly. Go ahead.
By the way, I pass Star Island every day just to get to work. That island right next to Fisher Island and Star Island was owned by D.A. Dorsey. He was an African American ex-slave that had a gang of workers that helped Flagler build a railroad, and he made a lot of money out of it. He was the first African American millionaire in Miami, in Florida.
Okay.
First African American millionaire, and he owned all those islands. And the place was so racist, he couldn't even visit his island. Yeah, he had to go there as a guest, and local politicians had to strong arm the other local officials to get him on there, till eventually he sold it.
Okay.
But he was the owner of that island. You have a beautiful monument in the historical Overtown.
Yeah, I heard something about that, but I didn't do the research, to be honest with you.
Yeah. A lot of history with those islands. That great African American owned all those islands, but he had to sell them all off.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Diddy? I'm saying he's a confidential informant. He's a smart guy. He's playing ball. He's playing ball.
He's doing what he has to do to survive. As a Rastafari priest of the Kemetic more Kemetic Orisha I would say that he needs to pay restitution to himself. First, he has to forgive himself, and he has to make sure the good that he does outweighs the bad. So at least his spirit, once he loses flesh, will be light as a feather. And he needs to do that. He needs to be at peace with the God, because there is no God outside of us. That life force energy that you so rightly talk about is shared amongst all of us. God Almighty is only when individuals unite to do great things. That's where you find God Almighty, but there's no one coming to save us. God is in the mirror, and so the only place you'll find God. And to talk about Easter, even the first resurrection happened 3,000 years before Christ. It was the resurrection of Asar.
Yeah. Hang on a second, Rastafari Ministry. I don't want to go too far left. I want to stay on the topic of Diddy. You and I have had some great conversations. We both know that the Immaculate Conception that's a very common story. So I don't want to kick dirt on people's beliefs and what have
No,
you.
we're
But,
not.
you know,
We're
but
not. As I said, I respect all religious celebrations.
Yeah. If I can say this, you said Diddy has to find what within himself?
He has to find restitution with himself.
Right.
Meaning
I
that-
totally disagree. I think he's a demon. I don't think a tiger can change its stripes. I think he's going to continue to do what he does, and he will be aided by Homeland Security and others. He will continue to have freak parties. He will rebrand himself as he has on multiple occasions. And I think that's just it is what it is. He's a smart man. I don't see him going to the penitentiary.
Most likely you're right. No, most likely you're right. That's just a friendly advice that I'm putting out.
No.
I mean, most likely you're absolutely right.
He's an egomaniac. He's not going to fold. He walks with God. According to him, I walk with God. You know, he's got the Jesus piece flooded with diamonds.
The devil is a god, so you know.
To each his own.
You know,
But
God is you know, there's demigods and there's God. So I mean, what you're saying is, there's no argument there. More than likely, that's how it's going to play out. You know, I'm just saying, if he wants to have peace of mind, if he wants to have a peace, some sort of a enlightened experience after he loses the flesh. I mean,
I was just about to say he celebrates the flesh. He's not trying to.
That's all he does. Yeah. So I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Hey, before you go, any news on Vybz Kartel? The Privy Council in the UK. Have you and I spoke about that?
No, I didn't get to, because my work schedule messes me up when you're on. So sometimes I'm hearing you and I can't call. You know what I mean?
The Privy Council has decided that he should get an appeal because he had exhausted all of his appeals. He's in bad condition. I think he has Graves' disease or Crohn's or something.
Just like Windy. Yeah.
And his face is swollen. And they were last I heard they were keeping him in a fucking cell with no goddamn ventilation. Any news on whether he's going to get out? Or I mean, there's no body. They can't find Lizard's body.
I mean, what the Privy Council did, they just threw it back to the Jamaican courts to see if they can set up another trial, because his counsel was trying to pay off one of the jurors, and the juror had left it. So they said that, look, they should have just had a hung jury, and which they didn't. Now, Vybz Kartel is the whole thing about Vybz Kartel. It's bigger than him individually. It had nothing to do with him killing that individual.
Yeah.
It had to do the power he was having over the population, the young population on the island.
Yeah.
It totally shook the leadership down there and the ruling class.
Yeah.
And it was embarrassing them. So they had to sit him down to basically teach the rest of the young people, this is what you do when you try to just create chaos. It had nothing to do with, I mean, my God, that was the guy he killed was a criminal, you know, like himself. So nobody cared about that guy anyway, because he had even killed a Rastafari brethren as well, the gentleman that he murdered. But it was bigger than that. Just like the Privy Council is bigger than even what happened. Privy Council shed light on the fact that Jamaica is still a colony.
Right.
And Jamaica, the head of state of Jamaica is King Charles. A lot of people was trying to forget about that, but the Privy Council brought that to the 2024. You know what I mean? And this is what Rastafari has always advocated, that we'll never see ourselves as Jamaican unless the Jamaican people are brave enough to say, look, we're a republic and we do not want to be part of the British Commonwealth, the British realm, the British the British Commonwealth and the British colonial system. You understand? They're the head of state. And this is why we say that we are citizens of Africa. It's not that we're being delusional about where we're born. It's that we don't run our country. You know what I mean?
Right. Hey man,
so that's where it's big. I'm glad, you know, indirectly it was great that whole Privy Council thing happened.
I think
now
so.
A lot of young people that didn't really know about that or know the depths of it. They can say, "Whoa, what the hell's going on?" England can decide about our own court system. Yes, they can.
If I can jump, I would love to see Vybz Kartel come out and I don't know if he can tour anymore, but he needs to get out there with some different groups as opposed to the dance hall community, you know, because
he's been linked with Muta Baruka. He's been linked with Muta Baruka. Muta Baruka has been visiting him and counseling him. So he's trying to pivot, as you just said.
This may sound crazy. Do you know who I would love to see him on tour with? Let me take you back. This generation rules the nation.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow.
Who is that?
That'll be good. Isn't that Musical Youth?
Pass the Dutchie on the left, huh?
Yeah. Musical Youth.
Take it to another area where, you know, elders, if you will, those are the niggas from my generation, you know, are appealing to a much broader audience. And mind all that gunman shit. He's too old for that now. He's served, you know, a lot of fucking years.
He needs to sit down with the government and let them know, just like what Diddy is, as we are saying Diddy's doing, and say, look, I'm not gonna mess up your flow. I just want to come out and do my music. I'm gonna leave your little ruling class dollhouse alone, and I won't mess. I will do no harm once I come out. Yeah. And if he can do a sit down like that with the ruling class in that island, they'll let him out. Yeah. If he don't do that, they'll let him out about 2 weeks before he's about to die.
I hate to cut you short, man. I got to take other calls. Great to talk to you, man.
Yeah, one love.
One love.
Make your money.
Respect.
All right, bless.
This generation rules it. You guys ever heard of that, or is that going back too far? Oh, that was my shit. Dope man, where are you? Where's Dope man? Hang on a second. Did this nigga text me? The fuck is Dope man? Yeah, go ahead and laugh at me. Pass the Dutchie on the left-hand side. Let me leave it alone. Okay, thank you guys. I don't want to hear what Kanye West or AKA I don't care what he's got to say. I just don't. Hey, Janet, where are you going? No, Janet, no. They weren't trying to tell Mahogany's story. No, there's two totally different scenarios. But thank you, Janet. Thank you. I'm up. Diana Ross, Billy D. Williams. Success is nothing if you don't have someone to share it with. That was like the line from that film. You guys know what I'm talking about, or is that going back too far? Thank you, Janet. Are you tapping in? Where is Felix? Is that Felix from the BX? Are you on the line, sir? 347. This might be Felix. Felix, is that you tapping in Sunday night, repping the BX?
Hey, what's up, Star, man? This is Steph, man. How you doing, man?
Okay, you're not Felix?
No, brother.
Okay. Please don't call me a brother, sir. That offends me. But go ahead. Where do you want to start, sir? Go ahead.
Nah, I just wanted to throw a little nugget out there. But I find all of this takedowns very interesting at a time where Israel's losing a lot of social media wars regarding this war in Palestine, and that the leaders of social.
Well, sir, that's not my topic tonight, and with all due respect, this,
No, but it has to do with Puff. It has to do with Puff.
Well,
Puff
can you bring it in to Puff? I mean, I'm not scared to talk about nothing, but I mean, you're going in a direction that just you can't just touch on that and not do a deep dive. Niggas are drinking grass soup, getting blown out their goddamn sandals, my nigga. You know.
I know. This is what I'm saying, though. I think that hip hop in general and the leaders in hip hop are being held accountable for not directing the masses to that cause. And I think that we going to see, Puff is going to be the first sacrificial lamb, but I think they're going to start simultaneously targeting a lot of our leaders. I think it ties into a bigger narrative. I really do. You know what I mean? I think Puff is the sacrificial lamb.
Sir, are you smoking Sherm stick? Puff, the Gaza. What are you talking about, my nigga?
I think it ties into that. I think it's a systematic targeting that they're doing right now.
Okay.
They're going to reconstruct
Go ahead.
the social construct. They're going to reconstruct the social construct. They're going to reconstruct who are the leaders. Puff is one of them. This is a orchestrated situation right here. That's what I genuinely think and genuinely believe. They're going to knock down all of they did it in the 60s, man. They did it against the Black Panthers. They did it against Mar. They did it simultaneously. They started changing the culture, and they started doing it by murdering and killing Black leaders. Not saying Puff ain't doing nothing wrong. I just think that from whatever they learned from that, they strategically changed their they changed their plans, and we seeing.
Sir, do you know what took down the Black Panthers? Do you know what took them down?
There's a multitude of things. There's a multitude.
What was the main thing that took down the Black Panthers?
I think political strife within the party, but
no, sir. They started giving out city jobs. People could become bus drivers, sanitation workers, and things like that.
Beyond that, Star, it wasn't that simple, Star. You know that
sir. It was that simple. Sir, it was that fucking simple. It was that simple.
Nah, man.
They were giving people jobs at the post office. Sir, come on.
Nah, man. UPS wasn't hiring like that at that time.
Sir,
Knock it off. Knock it off.
Niggas had little mouths to feed, and you had to make a choice. Am I going to stick with these niggas with the revolution, or am I go get a job and take care of little man? Come on.
That was way before the McDonald's Calvin commercial, man. Knock it off.
Come on, finish up. I'll let you do your whole conspiracy thing. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm saying it just find it interesting. They coming after social media with the same thing. They trying to take down TikTok because of the same things. They changing the influential culture around the world because of this conflict. And I find it very interesting that this is all happening simultaneously. It's something that people need to look in deeper on. That's what I'm saying, brother. I mean, Star, my fault.
Well, sir, listen, I appreciate the call, but I have to very strongly disagree. Puff's a great guy, but he's not a civil rights leader. He's a freak nigga.
He wasn't a civil.
He's a freak nigga with a coke habit. He's a freak nigga, man.
He was an operative. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, man. Yes. Well, Puff ain't no fucking leader. Oh, hang on a second. Here's my nigga repping BX. Felix, I'm going to take a break soon, but what's cracking, man? Let's talk about it. Felix.
Yo, what's good, Star?
Diddy. Riding around on fucking mountain bikes in Star Island, you know.
He's chilling, man. Let the man live, yo.
He's chilling. Yeah, he's chilling. He's a CI.
He's chilling. He ain't no CI. Star, cut the bullshit. He ain't no CI, man.
No, sir. In my opinion, hang on a second. You can say different. In my opinion, that is rat behavior. And you're from my generation. You're from the BX. You remember Larry Davis, my old homie, not a friend, working with them boys? This is not a far-fetched theory. Go ahead.
It's not far-fetched, but it's a little bit of a stretch, yo. Puff got money, man. He got the little hats working for him, man. He got plenty of money. He got millions. He's built for this long journey that's gonna be a long one for him. And this is what's gonna happen. He's gonna pay them Jews off. Them Jews got big time people in the industry as well, and in law enforcement. You should know that. Come on, Star. You know that. Puff ain't going nowhere, man. He ain't no CI. I ain't giving up nobody, man. Now, do I believe what you said also, or maybe one of the callers?
Well, hang on a second, Felix. Never mind me. I'm entitled to my opinion. You tell us how a black man, Homeland Security raided his goddamn homes, right? And they're not looking for him. They just wanted to raid them. Hang on, sir. You spoke. Let me speak. They raided his homes. He's now riding around on Star Island on a goddamn bike, throwing up the peace sign. It's like nothing happened. Please explain that.
Yo, Little Rod, I don't know what the hell this dude, what they believed in his story. And
Felix, respectfully, we're past Lil Rod.
Okay.
Department of Homeland Security ran down, right? They wanted to search his premises. Why is he not in handcuffs? That's my question to you, sir.
And I just told you what it was before you asked me the question. His people, his handlers, his lawyers, he got millions, man. He got millions of dollars, bro. Excuse me, not calling you, bro. He got millions of dollars, man. He has millions of dollars to back up all that he needs. He's going for the long haul, man. He already know what he got up in front of him. He knows that. Now he got to go out there and front for the people out here and let them know. Look at the whore, like you said, right? Look at the whore, aka Young Miami. She's on yachts. She's on yachts with somebody else. They showed on the gram on yachts.
Yeah.
She's chilling. She's chilling too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe that, man. Puff got mad money, man. He gonna get out of that with all that money he got. Gonna probably break him sooner or later. But they gonna put him in no cuffs, man. That ain't happening, man.
Now, hang on a second, Felix. Before you go, now you're from Edenwald Houses. When did you move out? Because you've upgraded. You're out in the suburbs. Yes, you live around white folk.
Nah, I'm still in the hood, man. I'm just in a nicer area in the hood.
Stop it.
I'm still in the hood, stop. Yeah.
Hold on. Felix, respectfully. The reason why I asked you this is because did you see what happened to Al B. Shore? You see the pictures when he was in the coma?
No, I didn't see that. I got to research that when I get off the phone, when I get off with you. That's crazy, though.
Felix, you're a New York nigga. You're from my generation. Al B. Shore is alluding to something being done to him by Diddy. I'm not saying it. Al B. Shore is implying it, man. But if you know, you know.
But they said the same thing about Amy Fox. Come on, man. When are we gonna stop saying Puff put all this stuff in these people's drinks or whatever it was when they last saw him? He did this, he did that. Come on, man.
Right.
Come on, we did this. We already passed that, man. We passed that with
No, sir. We're not past it, but I appreciate the call.
We're not past.
We're not past it. No, sir. We're not past it. But thank you, man.
But let me tell you something about Kate Clark, man. She passed Pistol Pete that 3-point line. Nobody's talking about that 3-point line. Pistol Pete didn't have a 3-point line.
Okay. Well, listen, man. I'm kind of past that conversation because I need to take a break.
Oh,
good
okay.
to
All right.
talk
No
to you,
problem.
man. Good to talk to you.
No problem, man. No problem.
That nigga live around white folk. Don't get it. Star Report back in the building. Thank you for your patience. Okay, we are going to continue the discussion tonight. Diddy, I'm saying he's a confidential informant. He's back home on Star Island. They're not looking for him. He's riding around on bikes, smiling, throwing up the peace sign, no shirt on. We recently saw him a couple of days ago shopping with Stevie J. It's all love. It's all love. Let me bring in Janet. Janet, thank you for your patience. Good evening. Happy Easter to you, Janet.
Happy Easter, Star. How are you?
I'm great. It's cracking.
So, first of all, I don't think Diddy is going to jail.
No, do I.
No, I don't think he's going to jail. And that case with the one with the J-Lo and Shine and the shooting and all, they can't revisit that. If they revisit that, they got to open up a whole bunch of cases. A whole bunch of cases because, I believe, I don't have any facts, but I know it was a lawsuit where one of the New York police officers was holding one of these producers hostage for Diddy. Mm-hmm. So if they could have start opening those cans of worms, it's a lot of worms they're going to have to put back in the can, and once it's open, you can't do it.
Well, according to the New York Post, the FBI is interested in the allegations by way of Lil Rod's lawsuit, and whether or not there was any jury tampering, and if Jennifer Lopez knew anything, the so-called gun charge. Do you remember that point in time when Diddy actually offered one of his security guards, I think it was like offered him J-Lo's ring and like $50,000 to take the gun charge. You remember that?
Oh no, I didn't hear anything about that, but I do remember when it happened because it was like in the news. But my whole thing is that case is done and over with. That's a lot of money, a lot of people, a lot of politicians, a lot of people gonna fall if they open up that case.
Hold on a second now. As far as the shooting, yes, that has already been resolved. I forget the woman's name. But if there was anything other than that, there may be some way to squeeze him or to leverage something. Jennifer Lopez didn't speak to Diddy for years after that whole situation went down. Again, I'm just going by what the New York Post is saying. I don't know. They're saying they're looking into it. Go ahead.
Well, I don't. They can't reopen it. Double jeopardy is involved, and even if you go around, around a corner and try to do an IRS thing like they do with the money, you can't. It's too many people that are in too many high positions that will fall because of that case. Because if he paid people off, he paid people off across the board.
Okay.
And all that got to come into play.
Right.
So now you come into play with that. Now you got to go back and reopen all these cases that they got people in jail for. I don't think they want to do that.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think they just wanted.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I think they just wanted certain information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they're all running in the same circle.
Yeah.
And I think they wanted that information to put in the back of their pocket in case they could use it in a political realm or in another criminal case. But as far as Diddy is concerned, unless they could prove that he was bringing underage kids in, ain't nobody put that down on paper yet. Everybody else is grown adults. Just like that Cassie thing, I didn't even understand that because if she can walk away and get a new boyfriend, what made her such a hostage? So she didn't sue Diddy. She sued Diddy companies.
Right.
Diddy didn't pay her.
Right.
The companies paid her. The insurance companies paid her. So as far as this other guy, but the one that's doing all this lawsuit now and saying all these things about these people, he already told folks up front that he did this because Diddy didn't give him his money. So now that's revenge. So now you're using the justice system as a tool for revenge. You can't do that. You can't do
Well, I hear what you're saying, Janet, but the man's homes were raided. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hear what you're saying, what they can and they can't do. The homes were raided. Do you think he's a confidential informant? Not that you have to agree with me. I don't mind standing on an island.
No, he's definitely. I believe he's a CI.
Okay, come on.
Definitely.
Come on.
Definitely. I believe that the homes were raided as a show of force.
Right.
To show him that they're not playing with him.
Right.
Because if it was really some stuff, then the FBI would have been there, not Homeland Security.
Okay.
Even though they say, well, the Homeland Security has a big umbrella, the umbrella is not that big for the charges that they had up in the case that they said they were looking for.
Right.
They were looking for certain information that they could use and put in his pocket. But with Diddy, he been doing this stuff for so long. You don't think they say, well, they turned off all the cameras. Nobody know nothing about the raid or what they took. Diddy know exactly what they took. This man got hidden cameras everywhere in places where they wouldn't even think to look. When people are that methodical and that evil, they're like 10 steps ahead. They're 10 steps ahead.
Stop right there, Janet. Go back and say it again. You just spit some bars. When people are that what?
Yeah.
Say it again.
Methodical. They think
demonic.
10 steps ahead.
Unscrupulous. Disingenuous. Backstabbing.
Yes.
Conniving.
Well, listen. Before they made their move, he already knew they was coming. I wouldn't be surprised if later on he sued the government and he brings out these tapes. So he's already ready for you. He's not going to jail. Only thing he's worried about is his pride as in the is with his friends. He's no longer that, he no longer sitting on that standing on that soapbox. He can't do that no more.
Right.
He could probably do it in another 5 years if he got the right spin doctors to go in there and just play the cards right, and he could do that. But right now, I think that's the only thing that's bothering him is his ego, because now people are looking down on him that would never even thought to even speak to him, to say one bad word. Because now he don't have, people are not fearing him no more. That's the problem. People are not being intimidated by him anymore. And I think that's his biggest problem.
Okay. Janet, you sent me an email with regards to Donyale Luna, the first black supermodel. Go ahead.
So what I was saying, when I seen her, right, I Googled her and I, just looked at some of her pictures and, Bruce, not Bruce, but
most black people have never heard of her. Start right there.
I have not. So I was just looking over some of her things, what's happening in her life.
Suppressed.
But with the first glance, the first picture when I seen her, I said, "Oh, that's Diana Ross Mahogany." No. And I promise you, when I seen her picture, I say that's Diana Ross right there. And then I say that's Mahogany. I believe when they wrote that movie, they wrote it based on her life story. She wasn't dead yet, but I'm quite sure that Quincy Jones and everybody else, they ran in the same circles, and I think they took her life as it is, and they wrote that movie. Because no one else has come close to her in that realm of being a supermodel, and in the areas overseas and things as such, no one could touch her on that.
Right. Well, I urge you to watch the documentary because she had a very short career here in America, and her journey has been suppressed because of the outright racism here in America. But when she went to the UK, to London and Paris, she popped off fast. Got on the cover of Harper's Bazaar, Vogue, the UK version. She was lit. And in similar fashion to how Jimi Hendrix, when he went over there, after playing with Little Richard, the Isley Brothers here, when he went over to London, pow! Through the fucking roof. So to some degree, we have to hang on. We have to give the UK a lot of credit because we had the British invasion here, the Beatles and others. But over there in the UK, they knew who John Lee Hooker was, Muddy Waters, the Motown. They love black culture and black people for the most part. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you 100%. If you look at a lot of stories of a lot of famous black people back in the day, they didn't pop off until they went overseas. And if you want to have something relative to today, may she rest in peace. Tina Turner was the same way. I mean, she was good over here, but she got lit overseas. You know what I'm saying? Right. She became like a goddess overseas, and she was here in America.
Ike Turner was the man over there too, but I don't even want to go there. Okay, so Janet, with regards to Caitlin Clark, any thoughts, Janet, on Caitlin Clark? You up to speed? Do you know anything about her, the basketball player? I'm asking, is she the GOAT, Janet?
Well, apparently so, from what I read earlier today, because she was all in the news today, and I don't follow basketball. I don't follow sports. Period.
Well, if you really don't know, then don't worry.
I'm not participating.
Don't worry about it.
But
if you don't know, just leave it alone.
Okay.
Good to hear from you, Janet.
The only thing I know is that she's gonna get that $5 million. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Before you go, you sent me an email with a couple of other people with regards to transgender. What's going on today? Something with Transgender Day, visibility. What's going on?
Transgender Visibility Day.
Okay.
And my whole thing was like the president of if we don't know the White House, don't know when Easter is. I know we have separation of religion and state, okay? But this is the majority of a Christian country. And most of the Christians, if they're like devout, they don't believe in LGBTQI community as being righteous. So he should have switched it to the 30th. When he knew that Easter was going to fall on the 31st, he should have switched it to the 30th. So you could have had two celebrations of two people identities. So that way.
Well, now hang on a second, Janet. For those who don't know, this is not the first year for this type of acknowledgement. And I haven't done the research. Hang on a second. I haven't done the research. So I don't know if this is a violation of the Establishment Clause, the separation of church and state. I don't know, but are they tying the two in together? You know, this type of sexual revolution, if you will, with mysticism, and I'm confused. Where are we going with that?
Well, actually, I think they are. I think because the LGBTQIA community, you know, respect, is coming into power. Right. So, and they have a lot of political and a lot of political and a lot of money pushed behind them. Right. So it's like, you know, Christians be damned, because we got an election to win. And we want these people out here on these stages influencing everybody to vote for us. So right now, Jesus don't seem to be on our side. So we're going to go ahead and get these people to push for us, which is kind of upsetting, because my whole thing is you should want to support the LGBTQIA community on its own merit, not to be used as a political pawn. But you have been doing that for so long. That's why our country is in the state that it is in, because you're using individuals as your pawns, and you're the ones in the.
Jen, I hate to cut you short. I got to shift gears and get back on topic here. Great to hear from you. Thank you for the email you sent me earlier, and I hope all is well with you and the family. Okay.
All right. Oh, and I like your shirt. I was looking at your shirt. It's nice.
Hell figure, nigga. You know what it is. Thank you, Janet. Thank you. Bye now. Okay. Guys, on the screen, and another one of my sponsors, youtube.com/@IAS Music. Okay. Music, education, consultation with regards to how to place your music on different platforms. Business advice, okay? Go there, tell them I sent you, please, okay? Who is this that keeps sending me emails? If you're not on topic, I'm going to give you some goddamn bars. What is this about? You're emailing me? Okay, they hung up. Something about Wiz Khalifa stole something. What is this? Who are you? Lex Diamonds, got your donation. Oh, he says, salute, fam. Fuck the Mets. Let's go, Yankees. Okay. Let's go to area code 513. Good evening. Are you there? We're having a discussion. I'm saying Diddy's a CI. Yo. What say you?
What's going on?
513, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing, bro?
Life is good, sir. Where do you want to start?
Sorry about that. I ain't mean to bro thing, but I was thinking, like, it's kind of crazy that we look at all the black folks, even if I'm not saying you right or wrong about anything you're saying. You might be 100% right. But it's funny that we look at the black folks and we acknowledge it. Bill slipping chicks quaaludes, or Kelly touching little young girls. Mm-hmm. You know, Diddy doing all the things that he doing, allegedly, whatever going on, you know, and we look at it as normal. Elvis had a little 14-year-old girl. Tyler had a little young girl. A few of these guys done had little young girls. So Bill, the only one, was slipping quaaludes in the 70s? Or Diddy the only one that's doing this thing right now with all this weird stuff that he own? And my dad told me years ago, when you hear a person tell you that you a horse, one person tell you, you ignore it. Two people tell you, they hate you. 3, 4, 5 people tell you, get you a saddle. It's something going on. I'm not questioning if something going on or not. It's something going on, without a doubt. But why are we just looking at us, though? It's got to be something.
Sir, with all due respect, please don't call this show Speaking French. This is not a black show. This is the objective perspective. I don't know who us
I'm not
is. Sir, hang on a second. I let you speak. Let me speak.
Sorry about that.
I don't know you. I don't know
No.
you. You and I more than likely do not share the same ideology and or philosophy. You should call a different platform talking about us and we. Sir, it's shine time on that nigga. He's not my friend, sir. He's not my friend.
I understand
He's
that.
an associate.
I understand
okay?
that. I understand.
I don't mean to yell at you, sir, but he's not my friend. I have very few friends. I got a job to do, sir. This is the Star Report, goddamn.
I understand that.
I'll kick that nigga's back in and anybody else's back in, goddamn, based on the research that I do. And if it's shine time, sir, it's shine time. Now, is he a friend of yours or you just...
I'm not knocking you for that at all, bro. I swear to God, I ain't coming at you like that at all. Because it's something that is going on over that way. I'm just looking at it from the aspect of like how we look at things at times. You know, I'm just not. I don't think you're wrong for anything you're doing. I done been a fan a long time. I've never donated. I ain't gonna front to you.
Sir, I don't have fans, but now listen, I'm gonna give you the last word.
Okay. Yeah.
Hang on, sir. Let me speak, and I'll give you the last word.
Oh, sorry about that.
It is shine time on that nigga, sir. He and I are cool, okay? But I've never sat down and had brunch with the nigga. I've never hung out with the nigga. You feel me? So until we get some solid facts, goddamn, I'm saying he's a CI. If the nigga want to sue me, let's get to suing, okay? I does this. I get it. And I'm going to keep on doing this. Now, all that wee stuff, please take that someplace else, but go ahead and finish up. Go ahead.
Okay, and the other thing I wanted to speak about was Caitlin Clark. I believe Caitlin is going to be, with no injuries, probably one of the greatest players of all time in the WNBA. If she get the run. If she come out next year and get in the league and do her thing, she gonna have a hell of a run. I'm telling you now, Star. The girl game, the problem that we have a lot of times, we like to compare the girl game to the guy game. Okay. When guys that we love, like LeBron James and Michael Jordan, they are blessed with size and crazy ups. Mike, everybody look at Mike. Mike could palm a watermelon, bruh. He had hands like this ain't stuff that you work on. Right. You can't make your hands the size you had to palm a watermelon.
Can I interject for a second, sir? And I will give you the last word. I promise you.
Sorry about that.
No. So listen. Hang on. You can educate me. I don't know women's basketball, not just the WNBA. Is there another platform somewhere in the world that pays better money than the WNBA? Is there? Because
yes. Right now she's looking at 5 M's from Cube and them. Ooh. Cube trying to give her some little change for a minute. Yeah, it's a bunch of better platforms, but we speaking on how guys be saying it's a white black thing. It's this, is that. The women. That's one place where your fundamentals. They just had a chick a few months back shoot with Steph Curry. Steph Curry beat her, but it was only by a couple shots, bruh. Mm-hmm. When you're talking about just shooting, just using your left hand, your right hand, these fundamentals, these women are like, right, I mean, they can do it all, bruh. Mm-hmm. What separates us is their game ain't above the rim. You got certain guys that's got, you 6'9", Star, with a 50-inch vertical leap, and you surprised you can dunk? You should be able to dunk, bro. You got a 50-inch vertical, right, and you 6'8". Right. You know what I mean? That's what separates certain guys to where they don't have to be as fundamentally sound as the women. When you see a woman come through, bro, Cheryl Swoops, Cheryl Miller, Rebecca Lobo, Lisa Leslie, these girls was killers in college, and they go to the WNBA and they killers. Okay. Because they fundamentally sound. They can play. It's stuff that separates you in the men's game. Certain things you're just born with as a man, Star. You know how it go. You just stronger. You're bigger. You're fast. You know what I mean? Yeah, but with these women, they're a little closer. So when your game is solid, man, I'm telling you now, Caitlin go to the league, she go cut up, bruh. Mm.
Mark my words, Star. If you we don't know each other.
Well, hang on a second.
Fan, you've been a fan.
Hang on a second. Again,
no problem, bro. No problem.
Aside or outside of the U.S., and I'm going to use China as an example. I don't know what they pay over there, but I'm really impressed with Stephon Marbury. I used to hate on him when he was on the Knicks. He packed his bags.
Yes.
He went to China. I heard he got championships
He
over
like
there.
Michael Jordan.
There's a statue over there. I mean, yeah, I respect that. So again, could she go to another country? I know Ice Cube is talking $5 million.
Without a doubt.
But could she go
Without
to
a doubt.
some other country and they say, hey, here's $20 million for 5 years?
Without a doubt.
Okay.
I ain't gonna jump that high as far as money wise.
Okay.
No, I won't say 20 million.
Okay.
I don't know, but I wouldn't just jump off the roof and say 20 million. But you know what these WNBA girls do in the off season though, don't you? You know, when Brittany Griner had that weed and shit, you know what she was doing, right?
No, I don't
know. She was playing over there, bruh.
Oh, yeah.
She was playing over there.
She was trying to make ends meet in Russia. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly, bruh. Yeah, she was over there trying to smoke and got caught up. They was about to kill her, you know, over a little weed. Yeah, that's what they do, you know. So you know it's money over there. There's no question because they ain't trying to pay them nothing here.
Got you. Right.
They ain't trying to pay them chicks.
I appreciate the call, sir.
Big thing.
I appreciate the call.
Okay, I appreciate you giving me the time, bro.
Yes, sir. Thanks. Stop calling me bro and bra, please. Sheesh. Bro, brah. Guys, sit tight a second. I got a text here from a buddy of mine telling me about basketball in other countries I found to be very interesting. Okay, guys, please, I'm not interested in Ye calling out Diddy. I'm not. I got to be honest with you. Bernard, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. I don't see a message, but thank you very much. Let me change the showrunner here. Skylar Saunders, are you out there, sir? Do you want to tap in? If not, I will put your information on the screen. And Stacy Galore, anything going on with your upcoming platform that we should know about? Stacy Galore, keep me posted. Guys, on the screen, www.youtube.com/@Sky Saunders. Great content, and Skylar goes live every day. Please go there, check him out. Tell him I sent you, okay? Let me bring in area code 678. Good evening. Diddy, I'm saying he's a CI. Not that you have to agree with me. Are you there? 678, late night.
Yes, sir. I'm right here.
How are you, man? It's cracking.
Blessings, sir. I just wanted to call in and say Diddy actually deserves worse because how do you drive a man so crazy he joins a cult and then he just dies?
Craig Mack.
Now,
Craig Mack.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I don't want to be over dramatic, but I've been waiting my, turn in line very patiently, and I have to let it be known. Seriously, what the heck? Okay, what the heck happens when you do someone so crazy? They've seen something so absurd, so not necessarily demonic, but something they're not used to the point where they're literally joining cults when their health is at risk and they're fading away. What is this?
Well, now, to be fair, sir, maybe Craig Mack, who I met a few times, maybe, the whole rap industry was, something he aspired to be when he was younger. And then when he got older, he realized it wasn't the lifestyle that he wanted to be a part of. He totally denounced rapping and all that stuff. I did see one of his final
interviews. Sir, but
hang on, if I can just finish my point here. I did see one of his
Absolutely.
Final interviews, and he seemed to have found peace, if you will. I'm not sure what the causes were of his demise. I think he was sick. I forget what type of sickness, but it sounded like he found peace within. Yes, no?
Absolutely. He definitely found peace, or with all due respect, whatever those people sold him, he definitely found it. My thing is, what has he been through that he ends up in the middle of this cult with these people selling him these things and using him as some sort of trademark or some sort of celebrity? Like, okay, with your generation.
Okay, but sir, I don't know the answer to that. Do you have any idea? What do you think he found?
I do.
What do you think he witnessed? Or what? Or being in the industry, what do you think may have been revealed to him?
I think what was revealed to him was a lifestyle that may seem a little bit normal nowadays, but back then it could have seemed a bit extreme.
Let's go.
I think back then it could have been enough to drive a nigga crazy, but nowadays I'm pretty sure with all the information actually being explained and people seeing things, I don't think you would take the check out of your family's mouth just because you see two guys plowing each other. I really don't think that. That's just my opinion. I don't think you would seriously have this. I'm not like, okay, he's no longer with us, so let's be seriously respectful. I don't think you would spend a long amount of time running if it truly was something that you were introduced to in a healthy way.
Okay.
And I know that sounds fucking crazy.
No. Are you yourself a part of the industry, or have you ever been? You sound like a knowledgeable man.
Never. I want to be.
Were you a fan of Richard Pryor's, sir? Richard Pryor.
Absolutely. And I don't mean to just say absolutely.
Do you know that he admitted to having once sucked a dick? Richard Pryor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Several times, respectfully.
I liked him as far as a comedian, but as far as a human being, he wasn't one of my favorite human beings. You know, Don Rickles was my favorite comedian.
Oh,
and when I heard the Richard Pryor, hang on. Actually, when I saw the VHS tape with him admitting to sucking a dick, I said, "Aha, aha."
Well, sir,
gotcha.
Don Rickles has admitted to several things too, and
sir, Don Rickles did not admit
on
to
the same level.
Excuse me, sir. Don Rickles did not admit to sucking a dick. I'm talking about Richard Pryor now. Richard Pryor, okay. With regards to what you said, things being revealed, making a choice, so on and so forth. So, if that is the criteria for being accepted, if you will, or having something revealed, as we just said, and then continuing to be in the quote-unquote industry, then how can you blame Diddy? Let's bring this back. How can you blame Diddy for what Craig Mack may have went through? Go ahead, finish up.
I don't think there is no reason to avoid blaming Diddy. Diddy is definitely one of those guys that will press you and, hey, if you don't do this, you got to go home. You're the strange one. You're the odd one out. You're the black sheep. You're the one that's not fitting in right now. He's the one that can lay that on you. Craig Mack was one of those guys like, yo, I have talent. I don't have looks. I do not have looks. I don't have game. I don't have money. Can you catch me up with the rest of society? Diddy took him in expecting, he's going to bend over and take everything straight. It would actually.
So we don't have proof of that. And I'm giving you the last word, but I have to say this. As much as I liked Craig Mack as a person, he got outshined by Notorious B.I.G., and that didn't sit well with him. All that hatred towards Diddy, if you ask me, some of it wasn't deserved. Notorious B.I.G., who first came out with Party and Bullshit, which did not pop off. If you know your Biggie history, that didn't pop off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When he went back into the lab, hang on a second, let me give you the last word. When he went back into the lab, he dug down deep into his crotch, and he came out with the banger. Pow!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead and finish up.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and finish up.
My reply to that, when I use that beat, if you claim to be a certain person, you don't give somebody else that beat after I use it. That is a sacred hip-hop rule. Sir, you are my inspiration, but we have to call this BS out right now. That is a sacred hip-hop rule. Yes, you do not own the beat, but right here on the street where I can touch you, you will not give that beat out to someone else while you know you have given it to me.
Okay.
Diddy,
So I have to go and take other calls. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Okay.
you. Getting the last word. Bernard, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Hey, Charisse. Oh, thank you. She says, thank you, Star, for always educating me. I had no idea who Luna was. Hey, thank you for your support. That's a big part of my journey, trying to bring things to the microphone, for whoever, who may not have heard of these things. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm constantly educating myself, the documentary, I highly recommend it, okay? Donyale Luna. And for anybody who's just now joining the show, her government name was Peggy Ann Freeman, born in 1945 from Detroit, Michigan. Her mother was part German. You can, in the documentary, you'll see, her parents, two foundational Black Americans, if you ask me. I don't think she is of Caribbean descent. If you're FBA, do your research if you've never heard of her. She was the first supermodel worldwide, but here in America, they suppressed her looks. I've already given you the breakdown about which magazines she appeared on back in the 60s on the covers, but more so in the UK, okay? Skylar Saunders, are you tapping in, sir? Skylar, can you call in? Because I got some issue with the cam up thing tonight. Hold on a second. Skylar, can you call in? You call. I got your information on the screen right there. Maurice, I got your donation, sir. Yes, HudsonTubs.com. I had you on the screen earlier. Not sure if you saw that or not. I will get you back on there. Vybz, I got your donation. Thank you very much. Let me bring in area code 215. Good evening. Are you there? 215. Yes.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah. Hey, Star, what's up, Star?
How are you, sir? It's cracking.
So yeah, I agree with you as far as the the description of the video and all that.
Which one?
As far as Diddy being an informant.
Oh.
Yeah, Diddy being an informant and all that, because it's like you said, no, for real. Like you said, I mean, like they had him at the they had him when they ran down on his white boy. The one that's, allegedly.
Your voice sounds familiar. Is this who I think it is? Your voice sounds familiar.
No, this is my first time calling in.
Okay.
I've been a long time listener, supporter.
Okay.
I'm just tapping in the night.
You sound like one of my associates who's a retired cop. Okay. Well, listen.
No, I ain't on that type time.
Okay, got you. This is just a theory of mine. I have no solid proof, but I am saying, in my opinion, he's a CI. What man do you know, man of color or whatever, white man with the tan? What man do you know who Homeland Security ran down, raided both homes, and he's still walking around like nothing happened?
Right.
Huh?
Right, and that's why I agree. That's why I agree with you. I said, yo, Star might be on this something, yo. I said, man, Star might be on this something, man. How they ran down on your white boy while he was right next to you, right on the tarmac.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They got the drug mule, and this nigga's still sitting up in the cafe like shit is gravy.
Let him go. Took the drug mule. Let him go.
Right.
Next thing you know, he pop out with his daughters and all that. Like everything cool. Like let's go golf and all that. Let's play golf and all that. You know what I mean? Like shit sweet. I mean stuff sweet. You know what I mean? I ain't even cussing all that. But
okay, go ahead.
I'm like, man, this is crazy. I'm like, this is crazy, man. But I heard people like relating this to like the Jeffrey Epstein thing, like how he had info on people and they couldn't let him you know, they couldn't let him survive to be able to go ahead and be a chatty patty and all that. So that's how his, you know, that's how Epstein ended or whatever. So they were saying, you know, it might be the same thing with Diddy. You mean like you can't let him get into custody because, you know, he's not held to the same codes as like street niggas. He's a, you know, he's an owner of a company.
No, sir.
So if he start telling and all that, ain't nobody gonna be shocked or ain't nobody gonna cut him off. Like we not messing with Diddy. He told, you know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion and all that.
If I can jump and stay with me. I'll just, you ever seen the movie Superfly with Ron O'Neal?
Superfly. You're talking about the one back in the day, not the newest John, right?
The classic, sir, from '72 soundtrack with Curtis Mayfield. Huh?
No, I ain't see that, John. But you know, my folks, like, I'm pretty sure, like my mom and all that. But what's up?
Before Superfly walked off, hang on, before he walked off, you know, they were about to arrest him, and he told, I think the guy's name was Reardon, I forget. Told him, he said, I got this, I did tapes and information and all that. You touch me, you better not touch one pretty hair on my head. Told him he had all sorts of evidence, and he walked off, and that's when the music started, you know? Anyway, Diddy might have, like, you know, well, I'm sure he does, files and files and files, you know? You touch him, pow! A nuclear explosion. 5 times the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. But go ahead, finish up, guy.
So that's why when I don't know if you've seen how I guess Suge Knight called from jail.
Sir, Suge Knight's a broke bum ass nigga. Let's not waste time on that bum nigga. He's a bum.
All right, because it was a comment he made that was interesting.
I'm not giving that bum ass nigga no light. He's out of here. But thank you, man.
All right, fucking good.
Yeah, fuck that nigga, man. Thank you, man. Thank you.